Joining us, we begin tonight with the Ford government, which says it will ramp up protections for renters and get tougher on landlords in Ontario. Housing Minister Stephen Clark says heavier fines, more staff for tribunals, and better protection from rent evictions are on the way. But as Jason Guidola tells us, it doesn't seem to quite meet the mark for some locally.
After months of no running water at 1083 Main Street East, tenants are beginning to see a little progress regarding their living conditions.
We just got hot water, like literally maybe 1 a.m. last night.
Tenant Chris Martinez still lives here and is one of 7 occupying an apartment in the 60-unit building that was slated for renovations.
The actual landlord has been doing with the cutting corners and everything else. It's like he's going by the cheapest route and he just wants us out of here.
We're now proposing to further strengthen protection for renters who are being evicted due to renovations.
In London this morning, Housing Minister Stephen Clark says there will be more renter protection and stiffer penalties for landlords, adding corporations who break the law will face double the fines of up to $500,000. He also says tenants must receive written reports and updates on construction.
Tenants would also have a 60-day grace period to move back in after the renovations are complete. Landlords must, of course, give these tenants the opportunity to move back in at the same rent they were paying before the renovation.
At Queen's Park today, NDP opposition echoed concerns of affordability and standardization of rental replacement laws.
Rent control should be on all units, including units that are built after 2018. And that we should also move forward with a system of vacancy control.
As for cases at the Landlord and Tenant Board, the Tories say they'll sink $6.5 million in 40 new hires of adjudicators and office staff to help with a backlog.
It's a useful thing, but the backlog is immense. And we also know that tenants are waiting much longer than anyone else at that board.
Back on Main Street East, housing advocates ACORN Hamilton believe that will not favor renters.
They go $6 million into the landlord-tenant board to hire new adjudicators. Without a complete overhaul of that system, all this does is to serve to expedite the process of eviction for landlords.
The province didn't give details, but say the backlog increased during the pandemic. Jason Guidola, CHCH News.